Rod Day Levy.
Hello world, and welcome to this edition of Rod Day's Rants. Rod Day Levy here. Today's topic, dark skin versus light skin. I might make a little bit of a series out of this. So I'm doing my research. I'm looking for something new on the internet, and I come up on dark skin versus light skin. And be honest with you, I didn't even know that we still had this problem. I didn't even know that it still exists. I thought, I don't know. I thought it was kind of just done with. And it's only like a few people that are still kind of hanging on to this, but apparently, like, there's still people out there that really kind of like cling to this stuff. So, for what it's worth, I'm just gonna share my 2 cents on it. I hope you get something from it. I hope it's entertaining. But dark skin versus light skin, right? First of all, I'm gonna make this segment just about dark skinned women for right now. But dark skinned women, understand that. Yes, this society makes you feel ugly or what have you. Understand that, right? But at the same time, you gotta understand the climate. Like, this isn't this society. This isn't your baby, right? It's run by people who look exactly opposite of you, right? And even without slavery or anything like that, like they still would not value you because they value them and anything like them or anything that's closest to being like them, and that's not you. So just not even as far as cultural circumstances go. If anything, it's just human nature. Like, people like them. Like, that's just the way it is. But for what it's worth, when I looked, if you watched my blog about selfishness or whatever, then you understand why I'm addressing you this way. Because for what it's worth, this is a form of selfishness. You're thinking about you, and you're thinking about your interests and all this other kind of good stuff, which, I mean, yes, good thing. But what you kind of don't understand, and this is where I hope this will help you, my dark-skinned sister, is that when you focus just on you and what's happening in your day, then, especially if it's something bad, then you don't have much good stuff to pull from. You see what I'm saying? Because if you opened your eyes, expanded that box that you're seeing out of, then you'd understand that as far as this dark-skinned hatred or whatever, or is concerned, as far as the whole spectrum of time, obviously it would probably be over here, but for the sake of it, that is a small sliver of time that dark-skinned women have really been hated on. Like, if you do your research, you do your history, you'd understand that dark-skinned women have been set up as the highest pinnacle of absolute womanhood and perfection for thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. And this subjugation and everything that we're seeing is maybe 400. Which, on the scope, you say, okay, well, that's great, but, that doesn't help me now. Now I live in a time where I'm being looked at as such and such and so, but, I mean, here's the thing. When you start to take in account that, okay, look, as a black woman, as a dark woman, I've been held up as the highest pinnacle of womanhood for most of the time that time has ever been time, well then, why can't it be that way now? You see, the only difference is, before, you didn't have to have that, or I should say, it was a lot easy for you to have that self-worth because everybody around you was telling you how much, you were worth. Now, that's not the case, so now you got to build that up internally, right? And I'm saying it'll help you if you understand that this is only a sliver of time. this is only a minute, tiny sliver of time where this shit is going on, right? And for what it's worth, all things come to an end. So even then, when you take, obviously, you know, but even then, you got to take some things into account and realize that this, where we're at now as a culture, if you get out of your selfishness and start looking in the past and start looking towards the future and start building yourself up and preparing for that future, then you'll understand that as a dark skin, like, your time is coming again, for what it's worth, for one. For two, you're, like I said, you're in this culture, right? Understand that, do you know that there's a whole continent of people who look just like you, that are probably darker than you, that would love you and respect you? Like, there's a whole continent. So why are you tripping about what these niggas here think or say about you? Or these white folks, or whoever thinks or says about you. Oh, well, you're so cute for a dark girl. Well, fuck, man. Well, yeah, that's the shit that happens. What? I mean, what it's worth, like I said, there's a whole continent of motherfuckers that look just like you, would love you, and respect you, but yet, I mean, that's what it is. Start focusing on the positives, right? At the same time, there's plenty of men here that just love black women. They just do. I don't know if you heard even them, I saw Franny Mac, like, that's about dark-skinned women. Like, that's just what it is. Like, understand, like, this isn't that big a deal. You're making it that big a deal. And what happens is, explain a little bit more about this, is you keep saying, oh, well, you know, I live in this time where, you know, they don't like me for this, or they say I'm beautiful, but for a dark girl, or this and that, and you build up, this is how beliefs are built. You build up beliefs, I think I went over this, so I'm going to go over this, but, you know, you build up beliefs by first having a bit of input, and then with that input, you find a reference. And once you find a reference, it backs up your belief. And that's what happens. So, let's say you get this inference in your head that says, you know what, they say black women aren't beautiful, or they say that dark women aren't beautiful, or they say all this other kind of good stuff, and you sit here like, oh man, like, your brain automatically looks for references for that. So now all of a sudden, when someone comes up to you and says, oh, well, you're beautiful for a dark girl, or I normally wouldn't talk to dark women, but you're the exception. Like, you take that as a reference. You take those 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 5 times. You'll take those times and make that your reference, and that solidifies your belief. And because that solidifies your belief, now you think and act in such a way that it keeps reinforcing your belief. Instead of just saying, well, you know what, fuck it, man. Those were 5 dudes that are just fucking assholes. Fuck them. I'm a beautiful black woman. Fuck haters. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I'm beautiful re-fucking regardless. You start walking around like that, that's some bad bitch stuff. That's some bad... You, as a dark-skinned woman, you have more opportunity to be a bad bitch than anybody else, because how the fuck, in this day and age, everybody sees you as, like, pretty much being, like, the ugliest thing, and yet you still rise up and you say, I'm bad regardless. That's bad. That shit is bad, right? Don't be a bitch about it, but have that internal, you know, shit with it, and that's what it is, right? But for what it's worth, understand, I'm not going to sit here and go on this rant saying, oh, you're black and you're beautiful. I can say that shit all day, but if you don't feel it, then fuck it. Like, it's going to be what it's going to be. So, with that, running out of some time here, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more on it later. A little bit of housekeeping. Rade Levy at Twitter and Facebook and all that other good stuff. With that, I will talk to you soon. I'm out.